Uh, hey, we're
We're
live.
live.
What do you know? We had a failed attempt, and our lower one-thirds aren't working. And challenging day on the internet. My name is Peter Brusso for 101 Small Business Mastermind, and with us today we have our standard cadre of excellent individuals. Say good morning, Dick.
Good morning, Dick.
And he's in his hidden bunker back there in
Yeah.
cold
Well,
Connecticut.
actually, today it's not cold. It's going to be the 70s today.
Well, but you got a cold, so you're
I
you're
have a
you're ready.
cold. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you have the Barry White
Yeah.
podcast voice going on at the moment. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Frank.
Hey, good morning, Dick.
All right. So what I have for us is a couple of things. Let me see. I have a comment that I want to share first. Oh boy. Hang on. It just getting better for us here, guys. Maybe. Now, here we go. Let me share this. Okay, focuses onto me. I don't know if you guys saw this. Doesn't have much to do with what we talk about usually, but here's a private business. They own a mine, have owned a mine since the day of Lincoln, and the government didn't like them in there because it's near Area 51. The Sheehan family, and they've strafed it. They've nuclear fallout on them to get out of there, and they have a mine and mine equipment and buildings. And they wanted 5 million, and the Air Force says no, it's 1.5 best offer. And let's say the family, after a decline of 5.2 million buyout, excuse me, they wanted more. So the government just took the darn thing. Period. And that's it. You're done. You don't get anything for it. So there you go. Business beware. I can't believe we can get into a place where a federal judge says, "Hey, it's now going to the government." Oh well, you know. And so I think they may have gotten a 1.5 million dollar buyout, but 60 years plus of CIA, Black Ops, AEC. Yeah, the Air Force gave them only 1.5 million dollars, and this took the land. So I really think that eminent domain like this just can't be right. There ought to be some way of doing something. All right, that's the first one. The next thing I wanted to share, does anybody want to weigh in on that before I leave this one?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm all set.
All right. Yeah, can you see this one? Warning sign. Tech companies all sizes and ages are starting to have layoffs.
Yeah.
Isn't it a great time to be an entrepreneur? I come back to this, even though we're going to have a very heated debate on some of this stuff later. But the likes of HP, Microsoft, obviously, and we had. Let me bring up my notes here real quick. Filmogram, Zomato, Snapchat is even laying off. Okay. Just crazy stuff. Yeah, here it is here. And so what do these people do? And I think that, well, they can jockey themselves around, or in fact they're going to be forced into entrepreneurialism as well. And another thing that anybody have any comment on that one?
Yeah, Peter, I do. I was just reading last night. ESPN is laying off 350 people. They've lost about like 3 million subscribers. Is that me?
No, that's Frank.
It's my
Okay.
Carter.
They've lost about 3 million subscribers, and it's attributed to the millenniums who do not want to pay for cable TV. They don't want to pay, for channels they don't watch, and they're using streaming videos and all. And ESPN gets $6 per subscriber, and so they're laying off 350 people. And their concern is that they could lose up to 20% of their subscribers in the next 5 years because of the change of the viewing habits and all. So that flows right into what you're talking about: is this changing world is causing the standard business models to fail.
Right, exactly. Frank, you want to weigh in on this at all?
Yeah, that's again. I'll quote Bob Dylan. I don't know what year that was. He had a song. Oh, and Peter Paul Mary. The times they are a changing.
Oh yeah.
And again, like technology, adopt technology, ignore technology. It's here, and unless you adapt, your business in turn will fail. Not fail, but your business will suffer. By the way, this guy's almost done with the front of my window, so it'll be gone shortly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is Google. Now, top secret time traveling car leak online. Now, Google apparently somebody put this out from Google that they actually had a successful over 3,306 years traveled in test flights. The unsafe travel with flux can be a serious repercussions of the future. They plan to build 7 prototype vehicles and test them on 88 public test flights mid-2016. Exciting, right? This went viral, okay? It's an absolute joke hoax on Back to the Future Day, October 21st. So one of the things I think that's important for businesses, and you see this stuff come up, is to fact check it, you know, either by Snopes or whatever, before you start making any business decisions or getting too excited or sharing it everywhere. But this was designed to be a hoax, and it went out on social media, and it went everywhere, and people were talking about how Google's doing this. Can you believe that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the internet powerful? You bet it is. Okay.
But is it always accurate? No.
No, that's the point. That is the point. And I think one of the things that it tells us is just because, you know, you read it online doesn't make it real. Okay, you got to do some more research into it, which, you know, we've always said. But I first ran into this, like, wait a second, I'm reading through this can't be right, you know. But that's because I'm an engineer, I think, you know. One day we might be able to do it. I don't know, but there is a paradox there. And then finally, in my sake of getting myself healthy, didn't I ask you, Dick, did you use a pedometer when you were walking?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, I went out and I got myself a Google Fit app on my phone. And this thing, free, incredible. So it can track your calories burned, your walking, you input your weight, you get graphs. Really, really easy thing to do. I walked almost an hour yesterday, I guess, in 2 or 3 pieces. But it also, if you keep it on you, tracks when you're walking in your house and stuff like that. So it gives you some real good stuff. And I lost half a pound, and so it gives you some really great stuff. But if you know, people who are looking to get some tracking methods for their, in my case, blood sugars and things like that, and weight, want to change all that stuff, they have a very effortless Google Fit app that also, by the way, can communicate with wearable technologies that are Android-based. You don't need the Apple or an iPhone, you know, combination. That's kind of falling by the wayside now. So if you have an Android like I do, if I got an Android Fit Watch or something like that, it would communicate directly with this app. So that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of great apps out there. Here's a track my tracks. This even told me how far I walked, the courses. They've got ones that'll do GPS and map your course out, your speed, and all kinds. It's really interesting stuff these days of the apps that are out there to help you with your fitness.
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
No, it's a comment. I'm going to have to look it up. I have an app on my Apple phone. It's not Google. That does similar things. Google looks like it does a little bit more, but you know, it tracks. You set your goal for steps per day, and you know how many glasses of water you have, and it tracks how far you walk and all that. And those are really great. I got to check out the Google one. I didn't realize I had one. I should have. No, they have everything else.
Well, I don't know if they have one for an iPhone, but I imagine they would.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good stuff.
The neat thing is, you got this. How much did this app cost you, Peter?
$0.
It was free.
Yeah.
And it gives you all the information. You know what else it does?
What?
It captures all that information.
I know. So they can sell me ads.
Not only that.
Shoes,
but
GPS, blood sugar stuff, testing supplies. You betcha.
Absolutely. That is big data that a lot of companies will pay lots of money for you to find out what Peter does. And,
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. So no, again, I'm not complaining. I think that's good stuff.
I'm not either. And my put on that is I would rather have ads show up that are relevant for what I'm doing, because that helps me. Right. If you show me the next super athletic bra, well, don't think so, or trips to Cancun. I'm not interested in trips to Cancun. Yeah. I would be interested in maybe foods that lower blood sugars, spikes, or stuff like that. But so I don't mind those. That I've always said, give me ads that are relevant. I don't mind ads. Give me ads that are relevant to me, and I can't wait till the TV has ads that are relevant to me, because I cannot stand William Devane's ads any longer with Gold Line, and that guy is everywhere. Every other, it's William Devane. God,
him and Fred Thompson with
Fred Thompson. Oh my God! Between those two, you get hammered. Well, yeah, I always mute it or speed through them if I can. Yeah. But will you stop the incessant stuff with Gold Line and all the rest of them? Anyway, I bitch too much. All right, that's my segment. I said I'd speed through it. I tried my best. So, again, one more time, not prepared.
Show prep.
I know. I do so much show prep that I forgot to do that part. Yes, indeed. And recordings and Frank's ticker tape. And there you go.
Hey, there's the sound. Music to my ears. Okay. That's the sound of this week's Twins, this week in the news. Headlines, small business lessons we get from people who are making news. This week's Twin is, hey, Nev Lapwood. Nev Lapwood, thank you for the small business lessons. Now the question is always, who the heck is Nev Lapwood? Let me tell you about Nev. Nev is Australian born, and he is now a ski bum living in Whistler, British Columbia. And Nev had the life he wanted. He worked off and on at restaurants in Whistler, BC, to fund his daytime hobby, not a job, a hobby, which was snowboarding. And he loved snowboarding. And he had the life that he envisioned. Play during the day and make enough money on night and weekends to play another day. Wouldn't we all love that kind of a life? But then, as with all lives, the tough times hit. And Nev had to do something he never wanted to do. And he fought it. And he fought it. And finally he had to get in. Nev had to go out and get a daytime job. It was horrendous. And Nev said, this is baloney. And all of a sudden, Nev became an entrepreneur. He says, I'm going to take control of my own destiny, and I'm going to work for myself. Well, what the hell, he's a ski bum, a snowboarding bum, I guess. I don't know if they're called dudes or not. I'm too old for that. But Nev knew something that a lot of small business or entrepreneurs are too slow to realize. Nev says, you know what? I have a talent. I have a special set of skills that many people admire. I know how to snowboard. Cool. Yeah, he does. That's all he did every day. Snowboard. Of course he was good at it. So he said, I bet you people will pay me to learn how to snowboard. So he started giving private lessons on different ski slopes up there in BC to locals, and they were happy to learn how to snowboard like Nev, and he was happy to get paid. Life was good. Again, another small entrepreneur's realization. Hey, I can control my own destiny. But then it hit the fan again. And Nev came into problems very similar to other small business owners, into what he thought was another Nev ideal lifestyle. Nev had these three problems that all small business owners relate to. Number one, as soon as he started giving snowboard lessons, guess what all the other snowboarders did? They started giving lessons. Okay, and there was this price competition. And Nev's clients became relatively few, less profitable, and much, much harder to get. And on top of that, people only wanted to learn how to snowboard when there was snow on the ground. When it was summertime in BC, Nev had no income. Okay? So Nev, being the bright ski bum that he is, had another aha moment. Now, this is going to sound duh today, but this was a few years back. He says, you know what? When there's no snow in BC, you know where the snow is? Other parts of the world. And Nev said, I bet you there are people around the world that would be interested in learning how to snowboard from Nev. He knew he was good at it. So he says, I'm going to create a series of videos that will teach these people, no matter where they were, and no matter where he was, how to snowboard because it was snowing someplace in the world. So Nev and a few friends created a company called Snowboard Addiction. It's a snowboard coaching company, he called it different, in which he offers a series of snowboarding tutorials. So they threw together a number of snowboard tutorial videos with their little phones, and they let it fly. No business experience, no web experience. They were snowboarders who liked to party, drink, and play in the snow. His first year, Nev drew customers from 20 countries and made $30,000. He was thrilled. He says, Nev was still able to snowboard during the day, which was his ideal life, and he worked his online business at night. But then he did something special. He had his videos translated into 9 different languages, depending on the snow countries, and he dramatically increased the production value of each video. And in the third year, Nev's company earned $300,000, from $30,000 to $300,000. Not bad for a ski bum, huh? Okay. But the lessons that this ski bum learned are lessons that every small business owner can learn from. And I detail them in my, there's 2 big ones here, in my next session, what I call the small business lesson. Small business lesson number 1 from Nev Lapwood, and it's marketing. And the lesson is, go where your prospects are and let them find you. People who were going to be chased by Nev were being hounded by a used car salesman. People who found Nev thought they found a gem, someone special, and they were. So Nev knew that the people who might be interested in learning how to snowboard, they were online. And what were they doing online? Checking on the things they were most familiar with, most comfortable with, most wanted to learn, were passionate about, was snowboarding. And so Nev started marketing his videos using YouTube, Google, email, and other social media. On YouTube, which we know was the 2nd largest search engine owned by Google, this is how bright Nev did. Nev put YouTube videos, obviously which are free, and they were really teaser videos. They were entertaining because the mindset is very short, as you know, the attention span. They were entertaining. He was passionate about what he was doing. So I came across, and I've seen some of what Steven Spielberg does when Steven has a movie coming out. What does he do? He creates a trailer. And what the movie trailer does is to entice you to go see the movie and pay for it. Because the movies aren't free. And Nev's trailers are to entice you to purchase his online course. Wow. Wow. Now, then he went to Google and he did the SEO keywords because these people were looking whatever snowboard stuff is. Every time Nev had someone click on one of his stuff, he captured their email. And so Nev was building a hell of an email. He has over 20,000 opt-in emails of people who opted into Nev and said, hey, I would like to learn more about snowboarding. Nev was already a credible star. And his Facebook page has over 23,000 likes. Marketing lesson. Lesson number 2 was about the product. And the lesson is, you've got to build. If you build credibility and you offer quality, your audience will desire you, and when people desire you, they will chase you to give you their money. Nev offers free lessons on his website to gain favor, and I've seen him, credibility and desire to learn more from Nev. Because, man, if this is this good and I got it for free, how much more can I get if I pay him $69 for the next video? I mean, this was unbelievable, good stuff. Nev's other thing that he did, he made every product the best he can be. Every video they produce is a production. They have script writers. He has a pre-production team. He has a post-production team that processes each video. They entertain as well as instruct. There's music, there's fly-ins, and the editing is superb. The quality of the video is superb. Remember, video is Nev's only product. Now, he now sells other stuff later, ancillary products. And Ben, that video better be the best that they can produce with no shortcuts. And then Nev added an affiliate program, then started offering more products, and made him another $100,000 more a year. So the two lessons are go where your prospects are and let them find you. And lesson number 2 is you got to build credibility and quality before they desire you, or else they won't. So here are the 7 questions that I came up with last night about Nev that I think small business owners, I venture to say at least 3 or 4 of them, the small business owner can improve his business on. Question number 1 is, where do your best products hang out? Okay. Go there. Question number 2, what are you doing to reach them at this place where they hang out? How are you going to attract them? Remember, you want to get found. You don't want to chase. You want to get found by them. What are they looking for? Okay. How can you get their attention? Because if you know where they are, all your competitors know where they are too. Okay. What are you doing to build credibility with these people who never heard of you until they found you wherever they were hanging out? What can you do to make your product the best that it can be? Because your product is what you're selling. And number 7, is your marketing cookie cutter? Cookie cutter? If these guys are doing it, it must work. I'm going to do the same thing. Or is it unique, entertaining, and enticing? If it's the former, it's a race to the bottom. If it's the latter, you will be found and desired by the people that you want to attract. And gentlemen, that is my twin for this week.
To heck with you, Frank.
Sorry about that.
Well, Frank,
yes.
just as quickly, you talk about the trailer, the Monday Night Football game, which was a really lousy football game, but they did a 2.5-minute trailer for the new Star Wars deal. It outdrew the football game by almost 2-1.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what that says is that even a mediocre Star Wars video will outweigh a poor football game.
Yeah. I suppose it wasn't mediocre. I suppose it was very good.
No, but I'm being facetious. That you got to not jump to conclusions.
Well, as a Giant fan, it wasn't hard to outdo the football game with it. But I just found it interesting that people tuned in just to watch that trailer.
By the way, they canceled the Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen segment for that trailer.
Yeah,
is that right?
Did they?
Yeah. They told, hey, you're not on this week. We're going to play this. Yeah. No, can you? No, I assume that's all part of Disney, right? Because Disney owns ABC and owns ESPN. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So they were promoting. Right. Okay, but
they own the Star Wars rights to Star Wars too.
Again, what Nev found out, going back to what I was talking about, people love to be entertained about stuff that they care about.
Yeah.
People love to learn stuff that people. You know what people want more than that. The next day they want to go to their office or talk to their friends and say, hey, guess what I learned? It makes them look so much smarter than everybody else. Right? And damn it, there's a marketing lesson.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg knows a lot about small business.
Yeah.
We should learn from Steven Spielberg. So, which is going to lead us to our topic later tonight. Maybe they should.
Well, why don't we just lead into that now?
Well, no, I need a break, Dick. Go ahead and talk about prepping for business.
Well, I'll be short here because I'm looking forward to the debate. Uh,
Oh,
I
God.
I was I was
Thanks,
looking
Dick.
at I was looking at a article with Tony Robbins, who's one of the world class motivational speakers, and he was talking about small business, and he's even taken a stat out to 10 years as far as the success rate, and he says 96% of businesses will fail over a 10-year period of time. And as for the remaining 4%, it doesn't necessarily mean success; it means they survived. And so then he quotes Peter Drucker, who is one of the great business minds in the world, who says there are two key factors to start to successful business, and one is innovation, the other is marketing. And it gets into, Frank, something you've talked about a lot. What business are you really in? And it goes into detail. I'm not going to talk about that, but it got me thinking. Uh, all these business minds, and Cuban or Forbes magazines, or any of these people that I've talked about over the last year or so that we're doing these podcasts, they say basically the same thing in different words. And I think one of the things that I've not read about yet is the preparation for executing your business plan or running your business, or things of that nature. I just want to take a couple of quick minutes to talk about that. 'Cause I think that's as important as being innovative and having a great marketing program and a good business plan is your preparation. And I'm just going to quote a couple examples. Last year at the Super Bowl, the Patriots were playing the Seattle Seahawks. The score is 28-24, and the Seahawks are driving down. They're on like the 2-yard line with very little seconds left of the game. And rather than run the ball, they threw a pass, and this basically unknown Patriots defensive back stepped in front of, intercepted, won the Super Bowl for him. And they interviewed him after, and this guy he's like the sixth in the depth chart. And they said, how did you do that play? He said, well, I remember in practice all week, we ran that play 5 or 6 times a day because they use it a lot. And as soon as I saw the lineup, as soon as I saw them go, I knew exactly what they're doing, and I stepped in front of the play in the world. If that guy hadn't paid attention and ran that play in practice, they would have lost the Super Bowl. Excuse me. A golfer, a professional golfer, and this ties into a little bit of what we're going to talk about later, but a professional golfer.
You're taking far too much joy in this.
A professional golfer will hit tens of thousands of shots, drives, putts in his career. And you always say, geez, how do they do that? Well, it's they go out, they play 18 holes in a tournament, and then they go back and they're on the driving range for an hour, 2 hours, hitting more balls. They're getting their swing down pat. They're getting everything down. That's why they're the 1/10 of 1% of the golf people in the world play at their level. They prepared for it. Last week we talked about our presentation at Perch, and this has got me thinking a little bit about it. Is we each had 15 minutes to talk and 5 minutes for
Q&A.
Q&A. I probably spent 5-6 hours at least. Had at least 10 versions. Went over them, recorded them, listened to them, decided they weren't good. Get up in the morning of the thing, listen to what I was going to say, decide it wasn't good, redid them again, and I still wish that morning I had a little bit more time because I wasn't quite happy with. There's things in the next one I'll do better. But I'm thinking, for 15 minutes to talk about a subject I could probably talk over the top of my head for 15 minutes and not break a sweat. I'll say 8 hours preparing for it. So you can have you'd be the most innovative person in the world with the best marketing and the best business plan and everything. If you don't prepare yourself and your staff to execute that program, then you're just not going to be successful. And I haven't heard a lot of people talking about the preparation. Peter, you and I were talking about Winco the other day and how pleasant it is to shop in that place. don't you those people I'm sure are trained and trained and trained on how to treat their customers, their clients, and this. I think you go to Perch, you go to any of the successful businesses that you deal with. When you walk out happy and smiling, you know that they've done the preparation for when you walk in the door to get their service. So I just want to stress all these things are good. In fact, these other I'm going to talk more about this probably at our next presentation of what Tony Robbins talked about, because it's great information, but I don't want to go into that much detail now. But you can do all these things. You could put them all down on paper. You can make the best website. You could have the best marketing plan. You can do everything. If you don't take the time to prepare yourself and your organization to execute that plan, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. People will see their mistakes are going to be made. They don't know how to react to mistakes are made. You need to prepare. And I thought the most interesting thing was, I got to thinking about him, the Malcolm Butler from the Patriots was, he said, I knew exactly what was going to happen in that play because we prepared for it all last week in practice. That to me said it all. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today.
Well, before we get on to our E block, I want to say one thing about customer service, okay?
Yes.
Now, people that know me know I have a self-defense tool, a Defender. I have a bunch right here. Here's one. Okay, so a guy ordered one of these, and the post office screwed up. They delivered it all right, but they delivered it to apparently a box of many different people and got in the wrong box, and so he emailed me and said that they didn't get there. It got there, wasn't my fault. I guess he's going to have to order another one. I said, no, you know what? I'll send you another one, but I'm going to make it, you have to sign for it. That way the post office can't screw up, supposedly. I sent that out on the 18th. Oh, no, it supposedly arrived on the 18th. It was out for delivery, and that was it. There was no other signature. They lost it, so to speak, right? Even though you pay for it. Well, I said, okay, here, call this guy, postal inspector, that kind of stuff. And so it finally got there. And then he sent me an email, and I just want to read from that. He sent a bunch of other stuff, but he says, yeah, Dick, you want to mute yourself when you do that.
I did.
No, you didn't.
What I did.
No, but that's okay. That's all right. So this came back in. This is the bottom part of his email. It says, I've done a lot of shopping via the internet for many years, and I have to tell you that I have never had a seller give me the kind of personal attention or be as generous as you have been resolving an issue that was absolutely not your fault. It is a genuine pleasure, a pleasant surprise to do business with somebody that is as honestly devoted to customer service as you. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it is.
But that goes to the effort of what we always talk about.
Yeah.
If you have really, really good customer service, your product can kind of sort of suck, but they'll come back and do business with you again and again, but so there you go. Great customer service. And did I make money on that? No. But what I did is I made a raving fan.
Yeah.
Not to coin Ken Blanchard because he's like not my buddy, having stole this golf program we're going to talk about from me. That I didn't add. You didn't know that, Frank, I don't think.
No.
But at any rate, okay, so let's open this up. So I have a golfing product, vision1golf.com. Matter of fact, let me just share the website so while we talk about it. And here's vision1golf.com. And basically, I'll give a super brief intro to this. I love Anthony Robbins, and at the time, Anthony had his first book out about unlimited power. But I wanted to take his unlimited power idea and get it a measurable thing. Metrics have always been important to me. And so I started this business, or I wanted to start this business when I was laid off in 1990, to be successful at anything you want to do in life or business, and I'm going to teach it to you with a Frisbee. I needed some easy household thing that most everybody's played with. So the idea was we play Frisbee golf, and that's just, picking the tree and throwing at it, and whether they can throw or not, it wasn't going to do anything mechanical whatsoever. And then I put my mental technology inside of them, and you watch the performance difference in their scores. And it was it was like an order of magnitude, huge difference, okay? And I had a golfer go through this thing. He says, can this work in golf? I said, sure, but I've known these principles that it would work. So we went to the golf range, and I'd never been to a golf range. And what he did was he pulled up a 5-iron, and that's a 150-yard sign, as I later learned out. There's a 150-yard sign out there. I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. You're going to do the same thing we did in the program. You're going to make yourself powerful. You're going to see your particular best person up there hitting the shot. You're going to get in there. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to see the swing, the strike, the flight, and hit the target. Open your eyes and pull the trigger. Boom. He hit the sign, and he came back. He says, Holy Toledo's never done that before. Well, he continued to hit the sign 8 times out of 10. And he came back away from me and said, my God, is this like hypnotism or something? I said, no. It's kind of like you got to focus on what you really want, not what you don't want. And I said, have you ever stood up on a golf tee and you see the water hazard in front of you and you say, don't hit it in the water, don't hit it in the water, and you know you can hit over the water, but you're so focused on the water that you alter a perfectly good golf swing and you hit it in the water? Have you ever had that experience? And yes. Well, here's the deal. You have to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And so by building these mental routines of getting them solely focused on what they want to have happen and then pull the trigger, don't think about it, they started to getting phenomenal results. Okay? So I built this. I taught in the general places. I got golf pros that work with me. I ultimately put one of the golf pros on the senior tour, Pinky Stevenson. I work with Tommy Watson, Lenny Clements. Matter of fact, Lenny Clements had me out on the golf course with him, and they all took away this new mental approach that made a huge difference. And some of the pros that said it's the best golf lesson they ever had was getting Bruceoized, is what they called it. And so fast forward to 2006, I think it was 2006. It might have been 2004, 5, 6, somewhere right in there. I've been consulting with the Navy and stuff like that, and I finally took a vacation by myself to Hawaii, and I met one of my old buddy chaplains there, and we're sitting at the golf resort, the Makaha Golf Resort, and I'm looking at them doing the same things wrong that I saw 15 years before that. And this guy's a golfer. I says, look out there. I said, how many balls are they using to putt? 3. I said, you use 3? Yeah, or more. I said, you ever 3 put out on the course? All the time. Bingo. There's a reason for that. You're not fighting like you train. In fact, matter of fact, you are fighting like you train. They're training for mediocrity. And so the first ball will tell you the speed of the green. The second ball will tell you the lie. The third ball will go in the cup, and you think, wow, this is good. I'm putting well. But you only have 1 ball out on the course. So the next thing I told them to look over at the driving range. They'll sit out there with a bucket of balls and hit a 5-iron, practice their swing, and after a whole bunch of times they get it the way they think they want. They come back the next day and start all over again, do the same thing. When you go to the course, you don't start with a 5-iron. You start with a driver. I was out I guess I might as well turn it back to me, but at any rate, this is the site that I probably am going to put out there, but our tagline, hit it straighter, hit it farther, putt like a maniac. Okay? Now, so I finally, when I came back in 2004, video was still too tough to do to a large extent. So I wanted something that they could listen to when they're driving. They're not going to watch a video when they're driving a car. So I did MP3s. And the MP3s are specific. Okay, we have a putting MP3, driving MP3, course management MP3, etc. Okay, and then I have a quick start guide as well. And so, as a matter of fact, let me just do one thing whilst I'm talking about this. Let me see, what is it? Here we go. The Yes. Um, and so basically what I did was I put out this program in MP3, and I also wrote an ebook that goes along with it. And we were initially selling this out for Drive Like a Pro, selling it out for $49.95, which if you actually went through the course, it's probably a $200 plus product. And these particular things, let me just show you this now. Let me share a screen. I'm sorry for bouncing around a bit, guys, but a lot to try to tell here. You know, set the pace. Here's the program itself. You get the 4-step process in an MP3, which teaches you the 4 steps you've got to do for each and every shot, whether it is a putt, an iron, a wedge, or a driver. It does not matter. Okay, that's the heart and soul of everything you do. And then the course management stuff is the next disc, which, you know, this is a shot thing. The next one is, of course, course management. Putt Like a Maniac. I started working with colors and color additions to their mental pictures of that they're putting into what they want, and it made a huge difference. Like, for example, Drive Like a Pro. I actually got a chance to work with a long ball champ over at Costa de Casa, where he was visiting Costa de Casa at the time. That's a course in California, and he was hitting out at the very end of the driving range, and everybody was around him watching him. And then I placed the simple 4-step process and a color, and he hit another 10 to 15 yards off the driving range into the parking lot, and he couldn't believe it. Does it work? You bet it does. Works every time. Turn it on and off. And I have a bunch of success stories like that. And then finally, after you go through all of this stuff, okay, now you're going to the golf course, we need a refresher. So we have a quick start guide that you listen to. Is 10-minute pre-warm-up type idea of getting you regrounded in the technology from what you want to play. So I want to sell this on Facebook. This is where the rub comes in now. So there's all these experts on Facebook selling, and I have an informational product. And people sell informational products all the time, all day long. They have for the last 10 years. Many of them share great results. It metamorphosized sometimes from long sales letters to short videos, and we've watched the sales process, the method of the sale morph itself. Well, Facebook has got at least 3 different ways to go that I have educated myself to now. We can go direct to teasing them to sign up to come over to the site. That's one way. The next one is to do a questionnaire, which will lead into a free giveaway. That's the next one. And a third one is almost like a lost leader approach, where you buy a bunch of trinkets and you say you can have these, they're free, pay shipping and handling, and go over here to the site where everything is and sign up, and I'll send it to you. And then I become a fulfillment department for some of those things. So we got into a fairly heated debate yesterday of breaking the whole thing up and changing this and doing that and doing this, and I want to launch. I wanted to launch for the whole month. I've got the program. Now all I need to do is just figure out this one step, but the advice has been make all these into videos. If I had to do that, give me a year. I want to sell now. I got a good product that I know sells. Out of the 1,500 of this particular product that I've sold, I've not had a single person ask for their money back. And, you know, a new driver that gets you another 3 yards, they'll buy that, and it doesn't get them 3 yards, but there's no money back. TaylorMade's not going to take the money back. And so, looks like we lost Frank. Just when the time was going to get interesting, Dick. So, I think I have a product. And yesterday we looked at some competitive analysis, different types of other people that are on Facebook now. I didn't have competition, say, 10 years ago, not like this. And so one lesson yesterday was, and I give it to my clients, is we really need to do a competitive analysis to understand what we're up against, what technologies they're using, particularly in marketing or the web, that we need to, and we need to do what Frank says, go where they're not, so to speak. Don't be the same old. I understand that. And so, but what I did see now, there were some big boys that are making $1 million a year off the same type of program. I don't think it's a similar thing, but it's. I don't think anybody has a performance program that I have. It's literally based on performance. You can turn it on and you can turn it off. It isn't wishing and hoping. It's an absolute engineered, measured metric. Okay, no question about it. And so I'm going to do another, I guess, a couple of weeks, maybe of some competitive analysis to see what their programs are. And I guess if I come up with that they're doing identically the same thing or they stole my program, that just still doesn't mean I can't compete in that space. I just won't have the lion's share, maybe. So anyway, that sets the pace, Frank. Go ahead.
Okay. How do I go about this? We talked before.
Well, remember, I could turn you off. That's how we go about it. How about that?
Yeah, you
Mr. Producer. Mr. Producer.
You are Mr. Producer. We talked before the show, and that's what we decided to do this.
Right. It sounds like a big ad for me, but it's not. It's a practical example.
Yes, it is, and a great regular example. The people who you believe are going to buy this product, what do they want?
They want to remove strokes off their game, whether it's a short game, long game, whatever. They want to, and they want to have a good time on the course again because they're miserable.
Okay. All right.
That's
so
my data, and I've been out with them. I'm not a golfer, so I can't answer. Like, you can answer some of that better than I can. Yes. Because you actually do golf, but I think mine trumps yours because I've been around 2,000 golfers working with them to find out what they want. I've been wallet to wallet, nose to nose, right on the course and seeing this stuff. So that practical immersion. I've seen the enemy, and I lived amongst them.
Okay.
Okay.
Two comments about what you just said.
Okay.
I liked your verb.
The enemy?
No, the verb. The verb.
Oh, I lived with them.
No, I trumped that.
Oh.
That was number one, your verb. Number two, how long ago did you walk amongst these people?
Well, it's been on and off. I mean, the last year I've been amongst them a little bit of the time. So, but before that, it was quite a bit.
How long ago?
Well, it's been over 25 years now, on and off, and they haven't really changed much. Is my point. It's amazing. New widgets come and go. Stretching comes and goes, but they don't change.
What has changed is the mindset and the tools that the people that you want to sell to search for what they want to buy.
They're more involved in buying the next widget, okay? And they read Golf Digest, and whatever the philosophy is, they assume that that's the truth. And for example, may I ask you a question? This hasn't changed. What's the object of a 30-foot putt?
I know the answer because we've talked about this before. Right. What do most people tell you the answer is?
To get it close to the hole so the second time you can putt it in.
Right.
Wrong answer. That's a failure answer. The object of a 30-foot putt is to put it in the hole. And if you miss, you'll be close enough to get it in the second time. But right off the bat, if you already accept a mediocre standard yardstick, you're never going to roll scores off your game with that thought. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's only luck you might get it in on a 30-foot putt.
Okay.
And that was a big talk. They talk about the donut around the hole, and ridiculous stuff. Well, that's not ridiculous to mechanicers. It may exist. I don't know. So in your mental way, you go right through the donut, right to the cup. That's it. That's all you see.
You know why Golf Digest sells so many copies, depending on the headline of Golf Digest? Look, that's a facetious. Again, it's a hypothetical. Okay, I'm going to go to a point here. You know why Callaway will sell a bunch of this Big Bertha? I don't even know if Big Bertha's still around because I don't golf. But Big Bertha, you know why they sell a bunch of those at a much increased price? Because it's going to add 10 to 20 yards to your drive.
Right.
And you know why people buy them?
To lower their scores.
Bullshit. Baloney.
Be careful now.
No, that's why I said baloney. You can edit this out later. You know why they buy the Big Bertha? to add 10 to 15 to 20 yards drive to their drive because it looks good with their buddies. Now, they can't putt worth a crap. Their short irons suck, and the sand trap, they might as well bring a beach umbrella because they're going to be there for a while. All right?
I'm going to use that one.
You like
That's
that?
good.
But they buy the Big Bertha because, of course, they want to have more fun with golf. Of course, they want to lower their score. Of course, they want more. They want 15 to 20 more yards in their drive. And you know what they do? They take out their credit card and they pay $450 for a Big Bertha from Callaway because that's what they want. This is leading up to my point on your program. And let me put it in these terms. The most, that's not the biggest. One of the biggest problems online entrepreneurs make is they are, and you are so good on this mental game of golf. Other people are so good at what they do. They know what people need, and they say, "Hey, you need the drive, you need the course management, you need the putting. This is what you need." And damn it, this is you can buy this because this is what you need. Mistake number one. Sell people what they want.
Not what they need, right?
Oh, wait a minute. Teach them what they need. They'll give you their credit card for what they want. They will become a Raven fan because you deliver what they need. If you sell them what they need, they're not going to take out their credit card. People buy the Big Bertha for the 15 yards. People buy the Golf Digest because the guy says, I can reduce your putting by 3 strokes around. Oh, man, I'll go from a 110 to a 107. I got to buy that magazine. That's what they're buying. Sell them what they want. You have 4 different CD things, and I asked you which one's the most important, and you said they all are. I'm going to use a Peter Brusso response. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Okay, it depends who you're talking to. If I just had 5 3-putts in the last 5 holes, you know what I want when I leave that golf course? I want to learn how to take 2 of those putts away, and that's what I want. If I was on a drive and there was some nice young people looking at me, and I want to impress them, and I flub my drive, or I hit it 102 yards when it should have been 202 yards, what I want at that moment? I want to learn how to add 15 more yards. That's what I want. Now, once you sell them that, you have stuff that will improve their golf game 4 different areas. Sell them what they want, teach them what they need. That's my lesson for today. Not my lesson. That's unfair. My opinion. I'm not giving lessons. I'm giving you opinions.
I'd like to just jump in for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying, Frank. The thing is, I look at Peter's program as they need to understand the mental aspect of the game. Peter's not teaching them how to putt or swing or drive, but he's teaching his program develops their mental attitude. And I just listened to a pro who just won a tournament this weekend, a young guy, and he said he has spent hours with Bob Rotella, and it just helped him. It uplifted his game. So I think they need the mental aspect. I don't think they need each one the driving. They all tie in. But to me, when I listen to those DVD CDs, I thought. I don't remember Peter. I may be wrong. It's been like 3 years since I listened to him. I think you don't say, use a strong grip, less grip, open stance.
I couldn't tell him how to do any of that.
You talk to him about the mental aspect, how to prepare, close your eyes, visualize the shot, those type of things. So I think, in my mind, if I was doing it, I would promote that and not each individual putting, driving, course management. Because they all flow in after they learn how to mentally approach the game.
Well, go ahead, Frank.
No. I'll wait. I talk about you.
Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 headlines on Facebook. Okay. Headline number 1: the 3 things you can do the next time you get off your golf cart that'll remove the number of putts you take per round. Okay. Or my second headline is learn the mental aspects of the game that will reduce 5 putting strokes off of your round. My first reaction is 3 things I can do. Well, I know it's the lineup. Oh man, I know what the other 2 are. Mental aspect baloney. That's all that Zen stuff I've got here. I want to tell me the 3 things to reduce the number of putts I take. You do that in your mental. Just don't tell me it's mental.
Right,
Tell me what I want. Teach me what I need.
Well, let me give you a headline.
Go ahead.
Let me give you a headline. Lower your handicap by 2 or 3. Because they talk handicap. They don't. So
Right.
I'm a 8 handicap. I want to become a 6. Lower your handicap by 6 by two strokes? That's going to grab their attention.
Bingo. That's right. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's
going to grab. Right.
Tell me what I want.
You know how I used to sell this program?
Right.
I'll roll 10 strokes off your game in 4 hours or less, or you don't pay me. And the cost was $50.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nothing to these guys.
And that was 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, it's been on and off through the whole time, but that's what I used to fill those darn things up.
Modify, streamline that headline, inflation factor to your course, which is now maybe $195. If they're going to spend $450 for a Big Bertha to take at $99 to take 10 strokes, okay? Because they don't want course management. They want to take 10 strokes off their game, and you're going to guarantee, and I'll get my money back. Are you kidding me? That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a no-brainer.
And that's the same way I want to start with this course. Now, my online course, because I don't want to go out physically and teach them, right? I'm thinking of $19.95. You get the package. You have it for 2 months. If I don't lower your scores significantly, and I don't know how to aim that yet, but if I don't lower your scores and this doesn't work for you, money back guarantee. No Big Bertha ever said, if I don't actually add 15 yards to your drive, I'll buy the thing back. They never say that.
Peter, just again, for whatever it's worth, my opinion, $1,995 is a lot for that course.
How much?
You said $1,995?
No, $19.95.
Oh,
a $20 bill.
Then
It's a no-brainer.
No. Yes, I'm going to ignore it. You know why?
Why?
Because you don't think it's worth more than that, and you've created the damn course.
No. I'm actually going to make sure that it's a money-back guarantee. It's a no-brainer.
No. You turned me off because you're only charging $20.
We had this conversation yesterday. Oh, everybody does. Oh, ebooks are worthless. Everybody knows there's no worth in that. Well, Peter, you can't have it both ways. In one way, yesterday I heard, oh, we ought to bump the price up dramatically and then cut it in half for the downloads, and then give one of the pieces away for free. I don't know how you do that. They're so intertwined,
Okay.
So.
Are you ready?
You can't have it both ways, Frank.
Okay. Thank you. Number one, I didn't say that. That was the other person who said that, number one. I hate discounting. To me, you always raise the price. If you can take 10 strokes off my game or give me my money back, and you're only charging $20, you're a charlatan. You're a charlatan.
Oh, no.
That's worth $100 to me. Charge me $99, give me my money back.
Well, it might be worth more than that even, but we don't know.
How much I value what you're going to teach me is based on the price you think it's worth. If you think it's only $20, I think it's a crap thing from Cambodia. Some guy, and I'm picking on Cambodia. Some guy has got a slick ad. Again, I think by lowering
we originally had it at $49.95.
Even that's way too low. That's at least $100 product.
I don't know, Dick. What do you think?
Well, I think that Bob Rotello's book sells for about $14, and he's sold about 5 million of them. So, okay. I think I think maybe 1995 is too low. I'm thinking 50 might be too high. Maybe $29.
We did that too for a while. When I go out on the courses, when I went out on the course, it was $50.
Well, there could be another segment of this, Peter, that you could. Because you're local here with a ton of golf courses, if you could offer to the golf courses teaching pros to teach them how to use that for their members and have them pay a significant amount of money for it. That way you can go teach the pro how to do it.
I went down that road, Dick, and it was fruitless, completely fruitless.
Yeah.
Because they're not experts in the mental side. They pick and choose a little bit, but they're all in the mechanics. But you're asking a vegetarian to learn to eat red meat, and they're not going to do that. And it's unfortunate. And then I had to run in with I was asked to come up to teach it once, and they stole my contract. They didn't push it out well.
Okay.
Maybe too early, do not know, don't like excuses, I like solutions, but I could just kind of do the post-mortem and look at the past, and the person who stole the program had enough money to push it out there. Now, I found one yesterday that's making $1 million a year selling the mental side of the game. I don't know yet whether they have a process like I do that's absolutely measurable, and you can turn it on or turn it off. I don't know. I'm going to find out.
Before you figure out and decide on the price, I think you have to, and you're going to do your competitive analysis. You have to, what is truly your competition? From what you said, about the local pros and all, is your competition them, or is your competition eBay and Rotatelli and all the how to play golf books that are out there? Is that your competition?
No.
That's where who is your competition?
There's looks to me about 5 serious groups of competitors that are in the mental space now. The biggest one, I forget the name, I'd have to look at it yesterday, but they've got a huge website. They spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on stuff. They've done a bit of what Frank talked about with the snowboard thing, and I don't have video. Although I could convert some of these to videos, still videos. I mean, it's a bit of can I go head to head with these guys? I'm not sure, and I'm sure I want to. So I do have some competitors now. Even up to a year ago when I looked at this, or 2 years, Dick, when we looked at it again, there wasn't much in the space. Go ahead, Frank.
I'm going to make 2 statements. Competition.
We're running long on time, Dick. You got to get off in 3 minutes.
Competition is unhealthy. Competition sucks. Don't compete.
No, that's my point. That's why we're going to
create your own niche, and your niche is it's a downloaded audio you can download to your Android or your iPhone and listen to it in your car when you're driving to work.
Right.
That's your niche.
I believe that is.
Don't do video.
No, well, I could do a video trailer to get people enticed into the darn thing. No question. Okay.
The Steven Spielberg thing. Yes.
Exactly. I mean, I get that, and that won't take long to do. I can also have even getting you to interview me about some of the experiences and get that on the site. That we could do too. Okay, so but those are within the reach. If I have to go get a golf course, get pros, go with me, film crew, it's a year later.
Peter, just turn on the Golf Channel and you'll see if you do that the competition you have. Every commercial is some pro. The guy who taught Tiger Woods how to play golf, I just saw that he's got a set of videos. I mean, you don't want to get in that world.
No,
I mean, no.
No, it would be. I mean, it would be interesting. One thing that came out yesterday before everybody has to leave is an upsell of a one-on-one with me through Skype to talk about their game and their problems. Yeah. What do you think of that, Frank?
Yeah. Upsell.
That's what I mean. It's an upsell.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily have to go golfing with you. If you tell me what's going on, I can tell you what you got to do.
But don't charge $10 an hour for your time, please.
I didn't say that.
No, but you're charging $20.
That wouldn't be an upsell. That'd be a downsell.
You're charging $20 for a $100 course. That's up to you. But okay. Anyway, by the way, I know Dick's got to leave in 1 minute, so I want to make sure that we have our Rowan and Martin closing. That's important.
Okay. Well. Gosh, everybody, whoever listens to this, that's I guess we'll stay tuned for next week's episode of VisionOneGolf.com. But one good thing is I'm kind of like a client. I don't want to hear it, and I'm resisting it. And I'm not acting. It's normal for everybody. But what it does do is it kicks you off to have to rethink where you're going to go, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And so we'll go do that and see what happens. So say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick. Good night, Dick.
All right. Hang on, guys.